I introduced myself. Our other club folks are Sean Haynes, who's also works with the Alice B. Toklas Club, and then Susan Reiner, treasurer, John Melfi, member of large Dennis.
Dennis Eisner.
Thank you. Sorry, Dennis. Oh, 10 years production name. He's he's going to be the new president, I believe, but he is right now the secretary. So I'm out without any further ado for the utility reform. Thanks a lot.
Folks, and I want to thank Michael for the invitation to come tonight. I've known Michael, I think, for about 7 years, and Michael has been a part of campaigns that Turn has worked on that have proven to be extremely successful. So I'm really happy to be here today to support today's meeting and share with you some of the things that we've been doing that affect many of the members of the Central City Democratic group. First of all, TURN is the Utility Reform Network, and we work on a lot of issues that impact low-income communities as well as all ratepayers in California. And what we try to do is we try to make sure that rates are fair, that they're affordable, that the services are accessible, and that they're reliable, and people also have the ability to be able to make change by working on different campaigns and having a voice at the table. So one of the things that we did with Michael, who, when I first started working at TURN, both him and his brother were extremely active. And one of the issues that we worked on was around California Lifeline Program. And so I brought some flyers here because you probably know a lot of people that are going to be eligible for the program. But we started a campaign almost 7 years ago to make sure that California had a really good Lifeline program. And we also wanted to expand it because as services were changing, more and more people were using cell phones. And so we wanted to make sure that a program that got developed in California had a plan that provided people with the number of minutes that they needed, that were free or affordable. And so we reached out to different groups. Central City SRO Collaborative played a huge role in shaping the program that we have today. Michael spoke, his brother spoke, and a lot of other organizers from the Central City SRO Collaborative came out and spoke. And we ended up creating a really robust program that people are now able to enroll in and get at least 1,000 minutes of free, 1,000 free minutes for their cell phones. And so that's huge because the only thing that had existed before was a plan that was 250 minutes. But as you know, California always does things bigger and better. And so when we revised our program, we said we went around California and we did a lot of work here in San Francisco. People came out to the CPUC and people asked for a plan where they didn't have to pay a deposit because companies were asking for like $50 deposit, which meant a lot of people couldn't sign up. They did not want they also wanted texting, they wanted free phones, and they also wanted the companies to be a little more receptive to the consumers, and they wanted the CPUC to also hear from them. And so today we have a very robust Lifeline cell phone program. We also included in that program a change to the eligibility requirements, because that was another thing that came up. Federal government had made changes to the program, and so one of the changes they made was that in order to be eligible, you had to have a social security number. Now, California is a diverse state. The United States is a diverse nation. And so we really felt that having a requirement of social security number really hurt a lot of people. And it cut off a lot of people because people lose their social security cards. People lose their identity cards. Senior citizens do not want to have to give out that information because they're afraid that somebody's going to steal their social security number because seniors get targeted. So they don't like to give out that information. When it was raised several years ago in Washington, D.C., consumer activists in D.C. said, oh, we're not going to touch that. And I know that for a fact, because I was one of the people in D.C. that said, hey, we have to fight this requirement. This is going to hurt a lot of people. And consumer activists in D.C. said, we're not going to touch it. California responded and said, we are going to change that requirement because it hurts too many people. Well, in 2014, what happened was we won. We want to change to that requirement because of the activism. So now what we're doing, and what this means is people are going to be able to get a cell phone, and they're going to be able to get the state and federal subsidy, and they're going to be able to have at least 1,000 free minutes on their phone. So what we're doing now is we're applying for a waiver to the FCC so that federal dollars can be applied so that people can benefit from both the state and the federal. We're also working on lifeline broadband. So that's something that I hope will be taken on as an interest with you all as well, because broadband access is also another key issue, that people need to have access to affordable, reliable broadband services. So we're working with a lot of folks from California. San Francisco has always been a big base for us. A lot of the residents from the Central City SRO Collaborative, from a lot of the other groups, a lot of the Mission Housing, other organizations and individuals have been working with us. And I believe that with that continued support from the groups that we worked with before, California will create a robust lifeline broadband program that will set the stage for the nation. Because that's what California is known for. We create change that other states look at, and we impact what the FCC decides to do. So, again, I want to thank Michael and other folks that probably belong to the Central City Democratic Club, who probably did participate, who I hope will participate in the future. But those are the things that Turn works on. We want to make sure that people not only have access to phone service, we also want to make sure that people have access to affordable electricity rates. And one of the things that was so interesting is that, and actually, I knew there was impact on renters. I knew there was impact on people that live in the hotels, but I wasn't real clear about what that impact was. And so, one of the residents from the SRO Community Collaborative came to the CPUC and spoke out and said, you know, that's going to impact us because if the electricity rates go up, my rent is going to go up. And I thought about it and I said, that is true. That is going to impact people that do not pay electricity bills now because the landlord is going to raise the rates. So that we've been having people come out and speak at the CPUC. There is another, right now we have a proceeding where the utility companies now want to charge everybody a $10 fixed fee just to be a customer. So if you want electricity, if you want service from PG&E, you're going to have to pay $10. If you're on care, you got to pay $5 just to be a customer. The other thing is we have a four-tiered rate structure. People that conserve, people that use less electricity pay a lower rate. People that use a lot of electricity pay a higher rate. Well, the CPUC has issued a decision that says we're going to charge that $10 fixed fee and $5 for people on care. Plus, we're going to change the system to two-tiered rates so that the people who pay less are going to pay more, and the people that pay more are going to pay less. So when you add that together, what that means is people who pay less are going to subsidize people who pay more. 70% of PG&E customers pay less. It's only 30% that are energy hogs that pay more. So where's the fairness in that? The other thing is that people are going to be switched over to a time of use rate, which means that your electricity is going to cost more during the day. Without taking into consideration at all that there are people who are disabled that are at home, there are seniors who are at home, there's families who are at home, and the number of people, especially within low-income communities, who work at night, who are home during the day. Everybody's going to be switched over to that time of use rate. And there's meetings occurring at the CPUC. There's a meeting on May 7th and a meeting on May 21st. And we really need to get the word out. We brought some flyers that I hope we'll be able to share and get people to come out. We'll do a speakers training so that people can participate. So Turn also works on other issues. We work on water, we work on other environmental issues, and we organize throughout California. And if you would like more information, you can give Jasmine or I a call. We'd be happy to provide you with more information. So again, thank you for giving me this opportunity to be able to talk to you.